Hello, hi, good morning, Mahesh and Ashwant.
Yeah, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
So,
So hi guys, we'll wait for a couple of more minutes and then we'll begin our session, okay? Okay, so hi, good morning. I think we are good to start. Let me present my screen. Do confirm if it is visible.
Yes, it is good. We can.
Wonderful. Yeah, thank you. So, in today's session, right, we are going to look into a few topics. We are going to see the brief about Tosca architecture. Okay, so how the things are set up, what are the different component in Tosca, in Tricentis Tosca. Okay, so we're going to see that in a brief overview, and then we will see when you're joining in any industry, right? When you are going to any industry, what are the different roles available in Tosca? Okay, and what will be your responsibility according to that role? Okay, and then we will see method to handle data in Tosca, or I would say approach to create test cases. Okay, what will be your approach to create test cases? So very less spoken, but I will be going into this thing. Then we will see what are the different licenses in Tosca, available licenses. And then we will see what are the different workspaces in Tosca. And probably we will try to create one workspace in Tosca. Okay. And what is the system requirement if you want to install and uh, run this Tosca, right? I think yesterday somebody has asked me already this question, but we will discuss in a bit more detail. Then we will see, since we are going to do the testing, I'm going to cover some basics of manual testings, very basics, like what are the different types of testing, what is difference between regression and smoke, few things about that. And then we'll move forward to SAP, what are the different SAP environment. And similarly, we'll go with the second class, like maybe today or tomorrow, we will look into um, introduction of sales and distribution, and we'll go forward with that, okay, accordingly. So I hope everybody is getting in good. So yeah. Yeah. So this is a basic Tosca architecture. If you see here, um, we will generally have a Tosca commander. So you will see this when once we install this and set up, right? So you will have this Tosca commander, and this will act as your front end system. Okay. So I'm just giving an overview and brief. Obviously, I can't go in detail of each and everything, which will be like too much to explain, and it will be unnecessary things also for us. So just to understand in a high level, so you will have something at a front end called Tosca Commander, where you will be creating your test cases, and you will be creating your module. You will be running your test cases. Okay, so this will act as your front end system that is called Tosca Commander. So obviously, if you need to run this particular tool, you need to have somewhere with the license. So this will be a licensed tier. So right now there are many companies which are going for a cloud hosted license, which will be hosted and managed by Tricentis. You can also have a on-premise license server for this, and it will be connected to a commander to have a valid license. Then if you're creating any of your test cases, modules or anything, you need to store it somewhere, right? So that will be connected to your database. So in general, uh, Tricentis common repository is being used. So again, it is a repo which is been used and like hosted and managed by the Tricentis itself. You can have your own database also. You can have your like SQL database and other things. So this is the database tier where you will have where your artifacts will be getting stored. Now, this is what I was talking about Tosca server. So here you will have a Tosca server where you will have your DEX, license administration, notifications, AOS, okay, DEX monitor, so file services. So all those things will be in a Tosca server, okay. So this you will be installing in a particular agent machine or a RDP machine. However, there will be a URL or a link to access this Tosca server, and you can use that. Similarly, this will be connected to an agent. This Tosca commander and your this thing's Tosca server will be connected to an agent. Agent here means if you want to run your test cases in a parallel in a text machine. So these are the different agents will be available where you can run those test cases. You can trigger a execution from here. It will go to a Tosca server. There will be a common repository between this and this, and that will trigger your execution in your agent server. Your agents also will consume a particular license. So this is just about that. Okay. So this might look a bit complicated, but if you want to understand in a bit simpler way, this you can look over here. Like you will have a Tosca commander. You will have your workspace over here. In Tosca server, right? You will have a workspace, which will be like a AOS workspace, automation object services. So you can create your test cases, module data, whatever you want, and that will be getting saved into a common repository. You can play on this. Again, you can save the result and you can retrieve back. So this is how a basic Tosca architecture when you're running a test cases in a tech site, you should be knowing this, at least these basics. So there will be a agent machine, all those things. So apart from Tosca Commander, you will be having a different component, license, tier, database, Tosca server, Xcan, all those things you will be having. Okay. So just I wanted to give an overview on this one so that you know when we install this, when we run this, right, you will be knowing all this. Okay. Okay, then we'll move to the different roles in Tosca. Okay, so can anyone say me like if you're aware or if you have ever applied for a job or if you are looking in your current organization, um, can anyone tell me like what are the different role they have seen? Because when you're applying for a job, you'll be knowing, right? Like this is the role you're going to apply it. So can anyone please help me with this? Like if they know what are different roles available in Tosca.
Yeah, I think TOSCA engineer and TOSCA test automation specialist.
Good, very good. This
And
automation
architect
specialist.
also.
Very good.
TOSCA architect and consultant.
Architect. Okay. Anything else? Like anyone?
TOSCA ETL DA.
Sorry?
TOSCA DA ETL.
DIETL.
Yeah.
Okay. Data integrity and this one.
Yeah.
Extract, transform, and load that one. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else from anyone? Okay, I think I have got the answer what I wanted. So yeah, there is a role for this also, but this is currently not in scope of our course. But there is a role, whatever you said, right? Tosca DI. So yeah, there is a role, and there is one more role when you are applying for this thing that is called admin. So basically, architect and admin probably they will be um, similar, playing a similar role, but admin role will differ a bit. I will talk about that also. So basically, when you're applying after this course, right? So you will be looking for an automation specialist or an automation engineer. Okay, so role. So what this person will do in a day-to-day life? Okay, so once he is into the organization, right? So what he'll be doing it. So basically, we have a different section in Tosca. Yesterday, I was showing you in the introduction class that there is a module, test case, test data specialist, execution. So his job will be to create a module to create test case creation. Okay, using the module test data specialist. So you should know how to handle uh, specialist execution list, prepare execution list. Okay, and prepare and run test event, prepare and run test event. When I say test event, it is with related to DEX. Okay. So prepare and run test event. So this is a role of an automation specialist when and as you complete this course, right, when you apply for a job, so they might ask you in an interview what was your roles and responsibility. So you can always say, okay, you were involved in development, maintenance, and execution. Okay, execution of automation test cases. Test cases. Simple answer. You were responsible for creating a module. Using the module you used to create your test cases and used to handle any data. You were a data specialist which you use TCD and TDS to uh, design your data, and you executed your test cases and you prepare your test event and you have scheduled the execution in Dex. Okay, so this is the basic role what you will have. And in industry, right, we have a certification also for this to do AS1 and AS2, automation specialist level 1 and level 2. There is TDS1 and TDS2 also, test design specialist for data if you want to be a data specialist, right? So there is another two certification. Okay, so you can look into this. Now comes, so after certain years, right, when you grow in your career and when you are a bit confident about this, how to automate all this thing, right? So you will have a different role to play out, uh, which I'll be covering in this course also. So you will be knowing uh, something what we are seeing over here, right? So you'll be knowing all those things also. That is called TOSCA architect. Okay. So user management. So he'll be responsible for user management. So what user to add and remove. Okay. And user and group management, I will say. Okay. So for example, if you're working in a team, right? So there will be users and different groups will be there. So like an admin group, only test data specialist group, or a complete automation specialist group. So he'll create, give me a moment. Yeah. So he will be responsible. So basically he will have an admin access, admin, right? So he will have an admin access, but there is a different role for an admin also. As a TOSCA admin, right? There will be a different role altogether. So uh, he will be responsible for creating any users or a group, add or remove. Okay. Then he will also do license management. So I'm not going to go much into that because it's a straightforward thing. License management. Okay. And he'll be responsible for database management. Let's ignore the spelling if it is wrong. And he'll be responsible for creating master workspace space and sub workspace. Okay. And TOSCA CI/CD integration, adding any custom control. Custom. Okay, so probably he'll act as a senior member in a team. But if you want to add any custom control, right? So I will show you what is this custom control. If there is any integration project or if there is any POC, okay, proof of check or a proof of value check, or if there is if you want to create any workspaces, license management, database management, all these things, right, will be a role of a TOSCA architect. Now there will be one more role, TOSCA admin. So he will take care of your any installation. Okay, so installation like TOSCA commander, TOSCA server, and anything into any setup into like TOSCA cloud. Okay, managing your databases. So basically this will be a role of your event or admin also. So these two roles like somewhere intersect. You somewhere the person will be same, but mainly this person would be responsible like for setting your RDP machines. Okay, RDP machines and agents configurations. Okay, Tosca commander and server installation. Okay. Commander and server installation. So he will be looking much into this. So these are a different role where you can focus on as you grow. So I would suggest like we will start with this where towards our course. So we will be looking into this, and then I'll be even guiding you onto this. Then you can look into these things also, and you can prepare for upcoming these things. Okay, for interviews and other things. So this is about basic role in Tosca. Uh, I would take a pause over here if anyone wants to have any question discussed mm, like anything else apart from this. They want to add anything or they want to know about anything else.
Hello, Sanjay.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, in automation specialist, having any kind of things in means defect management activity, means we are going to perform any defect management activity in Tosca.
Yeah.
Means if
So if you are a tester, right, the
hmm,
main purpose of testing, whether you are doing a manual testing or automation testing, whatever, is to identify a defect. Okay.
yes,
So even though you are a manual testing or sorry, even though you're an automation testing, right? So you run a test cases. If it fails, your job is to log a defect into a system and assign to a particular developer or whoever whatever the defect it is. Okay, it could be due to n number of reasons. So you are assigned to a particular team, get the resolution and done. So in many companies, right, they have a different teams only for defect management. You just have to raise it
hmm,
and the defect management team will take care of it. But in few organizations, they'll expect you to go and have a back and forth communication, attach your screenshot, make a assignee, follow the defect life cycle.
hmm,
Okay, basically what is there, right? So you have to still follow that. There is, I mean, there's no going back with that.
okay. In Tosca, itself, we are creating defect or other kind of application we are going to use here.
So
For
you
example,
have
Solman or Jira,
Yeah,
Azure.
you have option to create a issues, okay, in
Mm-hmm.
Tosca. But problem is like Tosca is an testing tool, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So your developer or your other team members, right, like a product owner or someone else whom you are working along with that, they might be not having. So in industry, right, what they have done, they use a Q test or a Jira or a ALM, okay. So
Mm-hmm.
they use this tool to manage, report and manage the defects. So you will be getting suppose a test case is fail over here, you will go to the Jira, you will raise a defect over there, you will attach the evidences what you have grabbed from it, logs or
Okay.
evidences from a Tosca. Okay, so you have to create on that, but there is an option to create issues in Tosca, but
Okay.
it depends how frequently your teams are using. Mostly they don't use that. Okay,
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
no worries. Anything else anyone wants to discuss, or I can move forward? Okay. So we will see when you're getting like let's say you are into your automation.
Sanjay, I have some doubt. Do you
Mm-hmm.
have any specific SAP task or certifications? Actually, these all are the task product related, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which you mentioned AS1, AS2.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, this is all under the task product consultant, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you have this thing level 1 and level 2. So
Mm.
you can search for this testing
Okay.
specialist level 1 and level 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, one more doubt here. So, are we? Is there? I heard that now Tosca support the AI also, AI feature also, where
Mm-hmm.
autos basically um, auto healing facilities or generating the test cases.
Mm-hmm.
So is that cover part of this test, this one, or if you can give some ideas about like how this Tesca AI model is work?
Yeah, we will come to that. It is in part of our list here if you see, right? So we will see how to generate a real-time case for S/4HANA Fiori application with TOSCA Agentic AI. And about the scanning,
Okay.
what you're saying, right? Like self-healing test cases. So we will be using Vision AI. Okay. So user identified control, self-healing control, and automation based on visual. So we will look into that. That is a part of our training, but not right away. We will have a look into that in coming session.
Yeah.
But
Thank you.
that is covered. To for your knowledge, right? That is covered. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Sanjay, like if we cover this course, like clearing that SAP certification is
Sorry, you got cut off. If your question is like if after learning this particular course, will you be able to pass the certification of SAP, right?
yeah, yes.
SAP testing specialist certificate. Yes. Obviously. So this course itself contains AS1, AS2, TDS1, TDS2, and this thing. Okay. So you should be able to pass it. Okay. So
Yeah.
don't worry about that. If you are having any struggle or anything, right, do reach out to me. I'll help you out. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Your
And
name
this course
is
content
Vinita,
is,
right?
yeah, my name is Sunita.
Okay.
Yeah, this course content is for 30 hours or 25 hours. In website, I've seen it's 30 hours, and yesterday we have discussed as 25
Yeah,
hours.
actually, just there was a confusion. They hadn't updated the content of the course, so we are targeting to complete in 25 hours. Okay. If it will be extended 1 or 2 hours. It will be extended. So don't worry about the hours. Your content, whatever is there, right, it will be covered. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Then I will move forward if nothing is there. So basically, when you start your uh, creating a test cases, right? So there will be two approach. One will be like test case design first. Okay. Then there will be a test case first. So when you will start this and when you will start this, okay. So when you have no idea, okay, of test number of test cases. Okay, or it is not fixed. The number of test cases is not fixed. Okay, not fixed. And this one, so basically what you will do, right, in test case first approach, you'll create your test case, create the test case, which we will be doing. I'll tell you which approach to use. So create the test case first and create the data. Okay, create the data sheet. Okay, let's go like this. So in test case design, right, it is like the number of test cases is fixed. It is just an opposite. The number of test cases is fixed and the data is clear. Okay, data is clear. So basically, you can generate if you are using test case design approach, right? So you'll be knowing about your number of test cases that you want. Okay, so you can generate a data test cases in combinations. So you'll be having a very clear set of data. But we don't follow this. We will be following this test case first approach. Okay, so here we will be developing our test cases first. We'll create our module. We'll create our test cases, and then we will create our data sheet. So this is the approach we will follow in general. Okay, so you can do it in both the ways, but we will in industry and most of the places, right, this one is followed. Okay, test case first approach. So this is something with test case first approach. So I will go to the next topic very quickly. These are the very short topics. So I think I have told you about licenses, so I'm not going to repeat much about the licenses while dealing over here, right? I have told you. that there are cloud hosted licenses and there are on-premise license server, which will be hosted and managed by cloud hosted will be managed by Tricentis and on-premises will be managed within the organization. Okay, now I'll come to the workspaces. Okay, so I'll quickly move to the Tosca tool. So we will see the installation part and license part, like how we acquire that license, right? We will be seeing that on a later one when we are having a regular session. So once you have done with your installation, right, you can just come to the search. You can type Tosca Commander, okay, and it will be available over here. Just click on this. So once you click, it is going to open it. And before that, I think system requirement, somebody was asking me system requirement. Okay, so while this open, right, I just want to make a note of over here of system requirement. So if you have like, if I think if you have less configuration than this also, it might work. Okay, but there might be some performance or a lag issue. But have i5 processor, minimum 8 GB of RAM, and it should be a Windows system. Obviously, if I pay there, Windows, and then you need to have at least 10 GB space free. Okay, so make sure at least these things are uh, and a good internet connectivity. Okay, obviously because this software works on the internet. Okay, so have this at least. So uh, 8 GB of RAM and Windows laptop and at least 10 GB space free. Okay. So before we go installation, right, just check your system specification if you're meeting with this. If you're not having a Windows laptop, if you're having any other like a Mac or something, right, reach out to me personally. I can help you because even I'm using my Tosca on a Mac, but I have created a VM virtual machine and I'm using over there. Okay. So uh, this is how your Tosca will look like once you open your this thing, right? So once you open Tosca Commander, this is something it is going to look like over this. Okay. So there's something called here create new. Okay. So I'm going to click on this create new button, and we have basically two workspaces. Okay. Single user workspace and multi-user workspace. Okay. Single user workspace and multi-user workspace. Okay. So single user workspace probably nobody will use, only for a training purpose or if you are doing any POC or something, right? So this single user workspace will be created. Multi-user will be created for multiple people in a team. For a team to work, this multi-user workspace will be created. So we'll be creating multi-user workspace only. So this will be linked to a database, basically a SQL, MS SQL or something. So we are going to use for our training purpose, we're going to use SQLite. So this SQLite will be free and available for like 5 users together. They can use it, okay, or free of cost. So we will look into this, how we are creating this workspaces now. Okay. So as I said, you have a repository, like you can create a single user workspace, or you can create your workspace with this. So for example, if you go to your organization, right, you might have a MS SQL server. Okay. So you need to ask for the connection string, and then you need to connect to that connection string. Okay. So that a Tosca admin or a Tosca architect, right, will help you with that, getting the connection string. You'll also have a Tricentis server repository if you have connected your workspaces with I was talking, right. So workspaces will be hosted and managed by Tricentis if you have um, Tricentis server common Tricentis server repository. Okay, so that option also will be coming in. So right now I have not connected this to any server, so this is not coming, but you will get it if you add your project over there, right? You will get that Tricentis server repository also. Okay, so however, for our training purpose, we'll be using this SQLite. This is free of cost. So in your case, this existing repository would not be checked. So always go and check this. I mean, select your repository where you want to create it, and then you can give a name of the repository over here. So for example, if I give like March batch, okay, it may give like this. Avoid any spaces. Okay, if you can avoid any spaces, right? If you want to give any spaces, just give a underscore. you can still go ahead and create with a space. There won't be any issues. Okay. But when you want to access this workspace some other time, right, it might create some issues. Okay. So avoid any spaces when you're creating a repository name. And uh, so here it will be taken automatically. And check this box. Okay. Use workspace template. If you're checking this box, right, Tosca will automatically go to this folder and it will download all the standard.tsu file. So this is the library kind of thing for us, which is given from a Tricentis. So it will contain your standard modules. So whenever we are automating any applications, right? So there'll be two types of module. Like one is system defined module and user defined module. So system defined module is something where it is predefined from a Tosca, and if you want to access those things, right? So you need to check this template. Okay. So you can create a user over here. You can give a password. Let me see if this is accepting. Yeah. So it is accepting for me. If you want, you can create a username and password and it will do it for you. Okay. So let me just go ahead and see. So I think I have my user will remain same, but I have not given any password. So I'm just going to click on login. So in your case, it might ask you for a mandatory password. So just check over that. Okay. So give any password to that and you can log into your workspace. So once you log into your workspace, right, this is how your tool going to be look like. Sometime you might end up even like this. So once we close this, let me just close this. So once you close, right, you might end up opening like this. Okay. And there won't be any section in this. Simply click on the project section. You have a project section over here. So click on this project section and you will get everything over here. Okay. So this is how your repository will look like. Okay. And if you're working in a multi-user workspaces, this update all, check-in, check-out team, this functionality will be enabled to you. Okay. So any questions? We'll be again seeing this once we install Tosca, right? So we'll be again seeing this. Okay. Once in your system. What else we have? Okay, I think that there are many people who are from a testing background. So I just want to ask you questions. Please name the different types of testing that you have done in uh, your organization, okay, or in your project. And then we will discuss which testing phase, right, we'll be generally creating a automation test cases. Okay. So could anyone tell me what are different types of testing?
Unit testing, Sanity, integration smoke, testing. regression.
Okay, sanity, smoke, regression. That is the few things I heard. Sanity, smoke, regression. There was one more, right? Somebody has told something.
Unit testing, integration testing, system testing.
SIT. Yeah, SIT.
Testing, system integration testing, and
Performance.
performance. Very good. Performance testing. What else?
UAT.
Very good. UAT.
End-to-end
FUT
testing.
as well.
End-to-end testing.
Testing.
Functional unit testing. FUT.
Sorry.
FUT is functional unit testing.
Okay, I think unit testing, functional unit testing. Yeah, functional testing, functional unit testing could be there. Yes. Anything else coming in the mind?
Security testing, like that we will have a non-functional testing concepts.
Very good. Even performance is a non-functional. So
Yes,
security
yes.
testing. Okay.
And load testing.
Yeah. For
Load will come
Performance.
performance.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah. So I think most of the things we have covered what we require, right? So only thing if I can remember from my end, right, what could be covered is like a mm, business readiness testing or operation readiness testing, okay, which we perform after go live, or a business readiness check, or a small testing. So that is not that important from a quality perspective, but it is it is also there, okay. So if anyone can arrange these things, okay, so whatever you have over here, right, if anyone can arrange this, like which goes first, okay, so from where we will start and how this will go. So it could be a very interesting things to know, like we
Sanity,
know
smoke, unit testing.
Start with unit testing.
unit, okay.
Now, first is smoke testing.
First itself is smoker, okay,
No, unit testing, yes.
okay, unit testing,
Second is smoke.
smoke, okay.
Sanity.
I'm writing it. Okay, whatever you're saying, I'm writing it. It might be correct, it might be not correct. Okay. What about integration? Without integration, you will do smoke and sanity.
After unit testing.
After unit testing, SIT system
Uh,
integration.
Sanity and smoke are the just before start of the test cycles itself, we will perform the sanity and smoke.
I'm talking about
Acceptance
like
testing,
you
like
you let's say you
build
have a new
acceptance
development.
testing.
Okay, let's say you have a new development. Okay, let me be a bit more clear. So you have a new development, and now you are involved in a very new development project. Okay, so what you will be doing it like first is unit testing, right? You that this will be mostly done by sometime by a
Developers.
developer. Okay,
Developers, right.
so they will develop a particular code, and then they'll do a unit. They'll write a unit test cases, and they will test. Once they
Correct.
start integrating with another modules, so they will do integration testing to check the functionality if it is working fine or not. Then what will happen? Like after this, what will happen after SIT?
Sanity.
Sorry,
Regression test.
regression will happen after SIT.
No, regression is later, right?
Mm-hmm.
Either sanity or smoking after this one.
Sanity or smoke. Okay. Uh, so
So we have
okay,
a two
can
perspectives. We have a two perspectives here. If it is comes to the testing perspective, so the sanity and smoke will be comes first. After that, we will perform the FUT.
functional testing, right?
Yes, FUT.
Okay.
Then we will perform the SIT, system integration. Then we will perform the E2E.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
E2E.
Closella.
Then the UAT.
UAT. Very good.
Parallelly, when we are doing the E2E, we will perform the performance testing parallelly with that.
Very good.
UAT testing after SIT.
Parallelly, we will perform the performance, then the UAT, then the this operation acceptance or the business
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Or even a regression, right?
Yeah, regression also. Regression should will comes in picture.
Mhm. Yeah. So this order look clear. So even after going to your this thing, right? After regression, you will go to immediately after regression, you will have a smoke, which you will be doing in a this thing. Okay. So in a higher environment. So yeah, so this look clear. Now, can anyone tell me what is difference between smoke and sanity test? Why we need to perform both smoke and sanity testing? What is the difference?
So those we have a controversial statements over here. Though both will be performed for the build acceptance testing, whether the build whatever the developers has built, those basic functionalities at the P1 level is acceptable or not. So one, they will say like in the development environment, one will be conducted in the QA environment. There will be a controversial statement, but both sanity and smoke will be performed whether the build is accepted or not, to test to confirm that. That means high level P1 cases is working or not, to check.
Okay, this is the statement, right? You're saying
Yes,
basically to check
correct.
the stability of a particular build. So newly introduced build, whatever you have, you are just taking a very high level test cases, not going in depth in between, but like a T codes are working, things are opening, and basic functionalities are working. Okay, so this
Correct.
is what you're saying. What about sanity test?
Some companies will use these terms, some companies will use that term. That's it. Based upon my understanding.
So I will leave that to you. Okay, probably if you have a recording, you can go back and check into this. Okay, I don't want to deep dive. As you said, this is a controversial statement, which I agree to that. Okay, but I will leave that to you. Do a simple search on a Google and try to find uh, why we do sanity testing. So here I have just mentioned this thing when somebody asks, right, what will be the scope of a testing. So first, whenever you're doing any testing, you need to define a scope. What is the timing? What is the focus? Okay, and this always has a controversy because you cannot decide what is like a preliminary or a what it is saying. Okay, so it might look very similar, but just try to understand, and I would leave it to you. Try to find an answer on answer for yourself. Okay, and help out over there. But whatever you have said, right, I have got the purpose of this thing. So basically, a smoke is something which checks the stability of the build at a very high level, just to check if the test cases is working or not. Okay, and if you wanted more detail, you can always go back to the recording and pause and see this. Okay, so what is smoke and sanity testing? So I'll just write it down over here also. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between what is regression testing, if anyone wants to tell me?
Ensuring that the new functionality is not breaking
Okay,
the existing one.
any other answer from anyone? You whatever you have said is right. Anything anyone wants to add? Come on, guys, I want you to be interactive over the session. If I know, right, how much you know, how much is your knowledge in testing, so accordingly I can proceed. So tell me, anybody has put some chat in the box over here? Smoke.
Usually you can go for the enhancements. Okay.
Sorry.
Enhancements, new functionality, you go for adding the new functionality.
Uh-huh.
So usually you go for the regression, the enhancements.
Yes. So whenever there is a enhancement or any upgrade or any new functionality added, so to check the stability of the existing build, uh, so that there's nothing break in the existing code, we perform a regression. That is what you're saying, it right?
Yes, yes.
Who will be performing? If anyone can tell me, who will be performing the user acceptance testing?
Business users.
Okay.
Business users.
Business. Okay. Okay, Benita. And good. So, what will be role of a tester if somebody asks you? Okay, this is again a very manual thing, but don't expect any surprises that if you go for an automation interview, they'll not ask the manual interview questions. Okay, they will end up asking with you. So, if you can tell me, what will be a role of a tester in UAT? So you have performed a UAT. Now, most of you are told, right, like UAT, user acceptance testing. So what will be a role of a tester in this? As a tester, what will be your role?
If there is any hiccups from the business user, we will resolve that in general, and we will prepare the test cycles, maintain those test cycles. and get it arrange the test data. So in some instances, they are not directly reporting the incidences in the test management tool. So we will report behalf of them.
Okay, what else?
And participation in the triage calls.
See, whatever answer you have said, right? It is the right answer. But your answers, right, always. So I know you have given answer in like in a very instance right away, which is good thing. But your answers, right, not only in this question, in any questions whenever you're giving, okay, your answers, even though if you say, right, I have 5 years of experience, but your answers will always determine what is the role you have played in a team for the 5 years, or that 5 year is actually equal to 5 years, or it is just a 1 or 2 years. Okay, so basically, right, so in a software development life cycle, right, if you see, can anyone tell me what is the different phases in software development life cycle, and then I will come to a better. So whatever you saved, 80% it is right. Okay, whatever you said, but there are two more things what you will be doing it. So I will come to that. Okay, so
So is it a planning?
yeah, it is a planning. So
Yeah.
though I have said a tester, right? I mean, you can assume if you're applying for a 5 years, you can assume a senior tester or a lead kind of things, anything. But yeah, planning, test planning, test planning is something which you will be doing it. After that, you will be involved in requirement
Test closure.
preparing, uh, preparing
Test cases.
yeah, requirement traceability matrix. So first is understanding and analyzing. So first thing will be understanding and analyzing the requirement. Okay, going to the requirement document, business requirement specific document, or a software requirement specific document, whatever you have, right? So you have to analyze that. You have to prepare your test cases, as you said, right? Test cases, test scenarios, test cases. Okay, so you have to sit and write all those things. So once all these things are done, right, so you need to take a approval. Okay, get a sign off for I request everyone to go on a mute if not speaking. So sign up for test cases and RTM. Okay, requirement traceability matrix. So you will take a sign off from a business. You will say that this is the test scenario, this is the test cases, it is in our scope. We are going to take a sign off for this. And then once that is done, you will already you'll also working on a test planning, and then you will work on a user creation. Okay, user ID creation, role assignment. Okay, you'll work with a RGC team, that is called roles and governance team. So you will create a role for this particular users. Okay, so please go on a mute if you're not speaking. Yeah. So yeah, so this will be basically this thing, and then you will set up a call or you will go on a UAT phase. Before UAT phase, right, you will do some sanity test. Okay, and you'll make systems available for end users. Okay, or a business users. Okay, you will just check and you'll communicate with different team to make sure that those things are available. And then there were a few things I just missed out due to disturbance. Makes your system available for end users. And yeah, so there'll be different activities which you'll be handling it. So you'll help, yeah, any training SOPs. Okay, so you'll be preparing it for them. Okay, you will check for data load. Okay, you'll communicate with the data migration team. You'll check for a data load is happened or not. Again, after data load, you will be doing some quick sanity testing with the real-time data. Okay, So some testing you will be doing it just to check. Then you will onboard the users and you will help them executing it. So you will train them, you will help them executing, you will help them. You'll make sure that they pass the test cases. Okay. They report any bug. Okay. Report the bugs, and you will make sure that the bugs are getting closed. Okay. The defects or bugs are getting closed, and test cases you will not be doing it, but you will make sure bugs you can report on their behalf. But test cases, other things, right? You can. So when you're raising a bugs, right? So if it is a severe, high severity, high priority, okay, how it is impacting to your test cases, communicating back and forth with the different teams. Okay, so all this will be your role, okay, during a UAT. So if you're executing UAT through an automation test cases, right, in this, so you will help them to give a basic training on execution of a test cases. Okay. So you will onboard them to the user in an automation ID, and you will make sure that they are executing the test cases and it is getting passed according to their name. Okay. They're attaching the report. Now you will get a test closer. Okay. Or sign off. Okay. So you will tell the business users that they have done, and you will do this. You will also sometimes responsible for ORT or a business readiness check. If you are a senior tester, right, or if you have some knowledge beyond that, that also. So you will also be supporting in a hypercare period. Okay. Hypercare period. Okay. So hypercare period. So there'll be some like a month or a 3-month hypercare period based on their service, what they have signed with you. So in this, right, if any bugs are coming, so you will be communicating back and forth, and you will be getting the bugs closed for the test cases, and so that their operation day-to-day operations are not hampered. So even though UAT is done by, it is just done and executed by end user, but there are so many other activities where you will be doing it as a tester. So the tester plays a very important role when conducting an UAT. Okay. So there will be a certain time frame before the UAT start. You will have certain activities during the UAT. So always divide like this. Okay. Before the UAT, during the UAT, after the UAT. And after this, right, UAT, everything is closed, right? You will be also responsible for executing them in the regression. You will be defining which test case you'll analyze what is the impact of the test cases, whichever in UAT, right? You'll analyze the impact. You will make sure that those things are getting included in the test cases. And so there are a broader picture over here. So when you answer like this, right, when you answer in a more detail, more depth, okay, so whatever you have said, 80% is correct. But when you answer in this, right, so your level of experience speaks automatically. Okay. Even though if someone comes and tell me, right, they have only um 2 years of experience, but their answers are different. Okay. So that will create an impact that the person within a short period of time, right, has gained a uh, good amount of experience. So anyhow, I will pause it over here. I just wanted to discuss few manual topics on this, but uh, we will start tomorrow with SAP environment, different environment in testings. Okay. So we'll get to go through with our application under test before even automation, having the automation, right? So which particular things we are going to automate. So we are going to see that. So we are going to look into this, and if time permits, we will see about installation of TOSCA and installation of SAP HD. We will look into this. So I hope you have liked the today's session. This we will look into tomorrow's session. Okay. I'll end over here and we will see this. Okay. Thank you for joining, guys. If anyone has any questions, always can go and ask. Otherwise, we are good to stop over here. Okay. Okay then. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thanks,
Have a
everyone.
you.
good day. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.